Hi, and welcome to Claire's Yoga and Wellness channel. Today's flow is going to be based around our posture. So many of us find that if we're sitting at a desk, we might slouch over, looking at our phones, and because of that, we have really bad posture. So today's flow is going to be a really lovely Vinyasa style yoga flow to help improve your posture, really open up the back, add that mobility and flexibility into the body, and leave you feeling much more balanced and hopefully feel like your posture is in alignment. Okay, let's get started. Let's come to the center of our mat. You can come onto your knees. And here we're going to start. I want you to really engage your core, pulling your navel towards your spine. Keep your shoulders down, and we're just going to sit here for a second. You can place your hands on your lap, close your eyes. We're just going to take a few breaths here just to really ground ourselves, be ready for the rest of our flow. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. We want to really alleviate some of that tension that you might be holding in your shoulders. Sometimes when we hold a lot of stress in our body, we're very tense like this. We want to really relax our shoulders, keeping them down. And then here I just want you to add some nice big rolls with your shoulders here too. As big as you possibly can. If you're very stiff here, you might find this a bit difficult. If you do, just start off slowly and we'll get into that tough areas just now. Interlace your fingers and just reach your hands towards the mat and push through your chest. Then you can also just try and lift your hands towards the ceiling, and you can add a few pulses here too. And if this is too difficult and too soon in the practice, you can just stay with your hands wherever they feel the most comfortable. And then reach towards the mat again, look towards the ceiling, and then come on forward, bringing your forehead towards the mat and bringing your hands also towards the floor. Then come on up and just reach your hands towards the left side and look over your right shoulder. Come back through the center, bring your hands towards the floor again. Come back up and then look over your left shoulder, bringing your hands towards the right side. One last time, bring your hands towards the floor. Each time, seeing if you can get a little further and if you feel your shoulder blades opening up a little bit more. Slowly roll up. Again, reach your hands towards the mat, pushing through your chest. Big deep breath in. Come back to neutral and then come down into child's pose. Sinking your chest towards the floor, and if it's within your practice, bringing your forehead towards the mat. Then I want you to reach your fingertips to the left side of the room and then just sink your hips down towards the right. Come back to the center, change sides. And dip your hips down towards the left side. And just play with it here. Find the best place where you can get the deepest stretch down the side of your body. Come back through the center. Tuck your toes and push up into downward facing dog. Have your feet slightly wider apart. Push through your hands. And breathe here. If you can't reach your feet towards the mat yet, please don't be perturbed. Keep your toes slightly high. You can have a bend in the knee. It is the beginning of our flow. Come up onto your tiptoes and then push your feet back down. Each time trying to lengthen through your spine and getting deeper into the hamstrings. Then come forward, drop your hips, untuck your toes, and come into your upward facing dog. Again, bring your shoulders down, sink your hips towards the floor. If you can, lift your thighs off. If you can't, it's okay to keep them on the mat at the moment. And then here you're just going to move your head side to side. Releasing any tension that you might have as well in your neck. You can do half circles on one side and then change direction. Then bring your chin towards your chest and then look towards the ceiling. Then push up into downward facing dog. Breathe here. And then we're going to come up on our tiptoes and push through, rounding our back into rounded plank. Engage your core, really pulling that navel towards your spine. And then tilt your tailbone. And then push back into downward facing dog. We're going to repeat this a few times. So all the way up onto your tippy toes. Round your back. Push through your hands. Bring your chin towards your chest. And then tilt your tailbone. And come back. And you should really feel good doing this and start to feel that spine mobility increasing here. I'm going to repeat this 2 more times. And one last time. And breathe here. Step your right foot forward, coming into your high lunge. We're just going to go back into our pyramid and forward, and just repeat back and forth, opening up your hip joints. You can do this at your own pace as well. If you'd like to slow it down, then please do so. Come forward into your high plank. Place your left hand next to your right foot and add a nice twist here. Reaching your fingertips towards the ceiling. And if it's within your practice, I want you to come up into this twist. You can either stay here or you can reach your right hand for the back of your left thigh and add a little back bend here too. Come back out. Windmill your arms back into your high lunge. Step back into plank. Engage your core. Here I want you to bring same knee to same elbow back to plank. If this is too difficult, you can drop your knees and you can just stay in your plank from your knees and wait for us to finish. Come back and just going to bring same knee to same elbow back to plank, and then we're going to repeat this 5 more times on each side. And last one on each side. Come through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, and push back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Then step through with your left foot coming into your high lunge. Sink your hips. And again, we're going to do the extension into pyramid and then back into high lunge. And you're just going to repeat this at your own pace, really getting deep into those areas that are affecting our alignment. Then come back into high lunge. Place your right hand next to your left foot and add that twist, reaching your fingertips towards the ceiling. And then if it's within your practice, careful with your balance, come on up. You can either stay here or reach that left hand towards your right foot, adding a nice back bend here. And carefully come back out. Windmill your arms forward, back into your high lunge, and step back into plank. Breathe here. This time we're going to do another core exercise, but we're going to bring our left knee to our left elbow, across to our right elbow, down to our right wrist, across to our left wrist, and back up again, and then back into plank. If you get confused, don't worry, we can do it a few times to get used to it. Then you're going to bring your right knee to your right elbow, cross to your left elbow, down to left wrist, over to right wrist, back to right elbow, and back into your plank. We're going to repeat this sequence 3 more times on each side. Really making sure, see, now I'm doing it wrong, making sure you're engaging your core all the time. One more time. And last one. Back into plank, through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. And this time, we're just going to push back into child's pose. Take a breather here. If you'd like to, you can open your knees to the outside of the mat and adding a deeper stretch here. And bring your hands into prayer position and bring your hands over the top of your head, adding a nice tricep stretch and also opening up the back. Then bring your hands forward. Bring your knees together. And we're just going to drop into our upward facing dog and then push back into child's pose. And I want you to round through as you do this. Again, adding our spinal mobility here. And just do this at your own pace. And let's do this 2 more times. Last one. Back into child's pose. Tuck your toes. Push up into downward facing dog. Then you're going to reach your left hand for the outside of your right leg. Look underneath your right armpit. Then come back to downward facing dog. Lengthen through the spine. And then change sides. Come back to downward facing dog. You're going to untuck your toes so that you're on your toes. I'm just going to come forward, touch your knees on the floor, bring your knees towards your chest, and then push up. If this is too difficult for you, you can stay and do this with your regular feet down. This just really opens up our toes. We often hold a lot of tension in our toes as well, where we don't get to really stretch them out. So this is just a really good way to build strength, but also to get into the areas that we don't often get into. 2 more times. And then come forward into your upward facing dog. Breathe here, shoulders down. Drop your hips towards the right side, look over your left shoulder. Come back through the center, change sides. Back into upward facing dog. Push back into downward facing dog. And then we're just going to walk our hands to the back of the mat, coming into our standing forward fold. And you can just stay here for a moment. You can add a rock side to side. You can place your hands on your elbows. Allow your torso to fall heavy. And just move like a rag doll, side to side. Again, we're going to interlace our fingers and then bring our hands towards the floor. Then we're going to slowly come on up and then reach our hands down towards the mat, pushing through our chest again. And then engage your core and then come forward. Slowly roll up. And let's repeat this 1 more time. Last one. Slowly come on up. Then come back into mountain pose. And all we're going to do is move our feet to the outside of the mat and sink down into our Malasana, yogic squat. Here what we're going to do is we're just going to add movement into our hips. We're going to move side to side, just adding any movement that really gets into the area that you're struggling with. Some people might find their glutes are very stiff, others may find in their hips. This is a really good one to help you with your posture as well if you stay stationary, so that you can keep your hands in prayer position and use your elbows to push your knees out, lengthen through your spine. And then you can also add movement with your head. So you can, again, do those half semicircles, side to side. You can move your head one way, hold it, bringing your ear towards your shoulder, and then change sides. I really want you to play with this. Do whatever feels good for you. This is about realigning your body and improving your posture. So all of us have different areas where they're problematic. So if you find you round, you may want to stay here to try and really pull your shoulders back. If you're finding that it's because of your hips, one side is too strong compared to the other, so it's pulling your tailbone out so that you find your pelvis is really struggling. I get that often. Then moving like this to open up those areas can be really good. So just play with it. You can use your hands. You can also reach your arm up towards the ceiling to get deeper into an area. Moving around. Like I said, play with it. Then come back into our Malasana. Push those knees out. I'm just going to come back to the center. Then we're just going to walk our hands forward, coming back into that downward facing dog. Breathe here. Here we're going to do a core exercise. So you're going to bend your knees, jump into a Malasana yogic squat, sit up straight, place your hands, and jump back into plank. Come through your tricep push-up, bend your knees, coming back and straighten into your downward facing dog. And we're going to repeat this 5 times. Okay, if you can't do it, like I said, stay in your downward facing dog or stay in your Malasana and add that movement that feels good for you. Bend your knees, come into your Malasana, straighten through your spine, plant your hands, jump back into plank, tricep push-up, bend your knees, and then push up into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, Malasana, and we'll repeat the same sequence 3 more times. Last time. Breathe here. Then come forward into plank. And then give me 5 chaturanga push-ups. You can either do it from your knees if you're already getting too tired. Last one. Come through your flow. And push back into child's pose. And slowly come on up, back to where we were in the beginning. On our knees this time, if you'd like to tuck your toes and stretch them out, you can do. Interlace your fingers, reach your hands again towards the floor, pushing through your chest. And you can also reach your arms up just to get further into your shoulders, depending how you're feeling right now. If you're starting to warm up, come forward, bring your forehead towards the mat, untuck your toes, and again, bring your hands towards the floor. Slowly roll up, reach your hands towards the mat, pushing through your chest. Then come forward, hands towards the floor. This time you're going to roll up, reach your hands towards the left side of the room, looking over your right shoulder. Come back through the center. Hands towards the floor. Back up and look over your left shoulder. Come back through the center. Bring your hands down. We're just going to cross our legs. Come to a seated position in the center of your mat. Hold on to your knees. And we're just going to roll down, bringing our chin towards our chest. And then push our chest towards the ceiling, looking up. And again, roll down. And you're just going to do this at your own pace. One last time. Then bring the soles of your feet together, coming into our butterfly. And here you're going to place your hands behind you, pushing your chest forward. And you're just going to imagine you're flapping the butterfly's wings and really adding a bit more movement to get into your hip joints. All the while pushing your chest forward, improving your posture. Then come back to center. Hold on to your feet. Again, sit up. Lengthen through your spine. Bring your shoulders down. You can, again, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Add some of those semicircles with your neck. Then change sides. Then come back to center. Bring your chin towards your chest. And then look towards the ceiling. And then you can bring your forehead towards the mat and use your elbows to push your knees out. Then come back up and come into a ZZ position, bringing your left foot towards your glute and the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And you're just going to sit up straight, and then I want you to fold over. Now you can place your hands on either side and you can sort of move side to side here, just finding that stiffness before you come towards the center. And then you're just going to fold down. And again, this is for you to play with whatever feels good for you. And just try and make sure both sit bones are firmly on the mat. If any of you would like to deepen this stretch, you can also add a twist here. Just placing your left elbow on the outside of your right knee, palms together, and look towards the ceiling. Come back to the center, change sides. Sit up straight first. You can add some rolls with your shoulders. Then come on forward. And again, you can play with it here. Moving like a cobra, side to side, really getting into those areas in your hips where they might feel stiff, just to find your balance. And then when you're ready, you can come down. And if you'd like to add a twist here, you can bring that right elbow to the outside of your left knee and add that nice little spinal twist. And then come back to the center. Slowly come on up. I want you to, again, just sit up straight, engage your core. Take some deep breaths here. Move your head side to side. You should start to feel things opening up. I'm hoping after we've done this that you will feel a big difference with your posture. Come back again to the center of your mat. Bring your feet up into boat. Engage your core. Extend your arms. And here we're going to do some toe touches. One toe and then back to boat. Really lengthen through your spine. Engage that core. And if any of you would like to challenge yourself, you can extend your legs and then do it in the full expression of boat. Three more on each side. Last one. Bring your knees towards your chest. Interlace your fingers. Try and keep your toes off. Again, you want to really keep your shoulders down, lengthen through your spine. I'm just going to add some rocks here, up and down. See if you can use your core to help you come back up again. 3 more times. And last one. Place your feet on the floor. Slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time, coming onto your back. Extend your legs. Bring your right knee towards your chest. I'm just going to move your knee side to side, getting into your hip joint here. And place your knee on the top of your left knee, your foot on top of your left knee, and just come into this spinal twist here. Reaching your right hand towards the back of the room and taking your gaze towards your right hand. Come back through the center. Squeeze your knee towards your chest again. Take a big deep breath here. Extend your right leg. Bring your left knee towards your chest. Squeeze it in, and then again, add that little rock side to side, just getting into your hip joint. And then bring that left knee to the right side of the room. Extend your left arm to the back of the room and take your gaze towards your left hand, coming into the spinal twist on the opposite side. come back through the center. Again, squeeze that left knee towards your chest. Add a little rock here. Then I just want you to bring both knees towards your chest. Rock side to side. Really feeling that release on your lumbar spine. You can lift your head up if you want. Come into a tight ball. Take a big deep breath in. And then extend into our final pose, Shavasana. Extend your legs. Allow your arms to fall to the outside of your body. Close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. You can just sort of wiggle yourself side to side a little bit. Really find that alignment in your body before we take a few moments in quiet in our Shavasana before we end our flow. And just feel if your body feels a lot more balanced. Whether you feel that some of those kinks that you were holding on to, you managed to get rid of. And then just allow each muscle to sink into the floor. Feel those face muscles softening, your eyelids becoming heavy. And when you're ready, I want you to take one big stretch over the top of your head, and then meet me in the center of your mat in a comfortable position. Again, we're just going to interlace our fingers, reach our hands towards the back of the mat, pushing our chest towards the ceiling and looking up. And this time we're just going to reach our hand towards the left side of the room, looking over our right shoulder. Come back to the center, change sides. Come back to the center, reach those hands towards the mat, push through your chest, and then come into a comfortable position. And I just want you to move side to side a little bit. Any movements that feel good now, just to finish off, then please do them. Thank you very much for joining me today on our Vinyasa Yoga Self-Flow that is all about posture and helping that alignment and getting rid of those kinks that we might have been holding on to or our rounded backs from looking at our phone or working on our desk. If you find that this really did help, then please leave me a comment below, share with your friends and family if you think they'd also benefit from this yoga flow, and let's grow this channel together. And if you're looking for some coaching, life coaching, wellness coaching, or accountability coaching, or any longer flows, then please check out my website at mclaireyoga.com, and you'll see all the different things that we have available there too, which are much more geared to you individually. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Take care.